All right, so it's the day before I leave to go to LA. I'm doing my cross-country trip. I've been talking about it on the channel for a long time. The day's finally here. As you can see, I am sleep deprived. I've been packing for 2 days. There's a lot on my mind. I'm anxious. I'm inspired. I'm ready to get back to LA to the people I love. And right now, I got Rocket League loaded on the screen. Sheesh. Just to play so I can get my mind off of things for a minute before I go to sleep. If I even do go to sleep tonight. So we're going to see what's up. I'm supposed to wake up at like 6 in the morning and leave to Dallas. So we gonna see what happens. But yeah, man, there's a lot on my mind. It's all good things. I'm very excited. I get to see some people on the way. It should be a really cool trip. I'm gonna stop in a couple cities here and there. The plan is to go Dallas, Albuquerque, Phoenix, and then to LA. I might skip Phoenix and go straight from Albuquerque to LA. We're gonna find out. I don't know. Stay tuned. This is gonna be a really good trip. I've been talking this trip up on the channel for a long time. There was a chance it wasn't gonna happen now and I would have to wait, but it's happening. Everything worked out. So recently I've been trying to practice mindfulness, and it's nothing that deep. Just, mindfulness in the sense of thinking positively, right? Glass half full. And there's something I like to tell myself, what if everything works out? What if all the hard work pays off, right? I think there's a lot of things that have been going right in my life recently. It's a blessing that I got to come home. I've been in Nashville for like 2.5 years. I was in LA for almost a decade prior to that. And I was so far away from all my family in Detroit and in Nashville. So it was kind of tough for me at times. But now I came home. It's been really good. Spent some time with some old friends, people I grew up with. And now it's time to get back to work. So I'm a musician, as you know, if you follow the channel. I like to just play my music and let it speak for itself. This has actually been getting me out my shell. So I'm going to do some more talking videos and show y'all how I come up with beats and, songwrite, all that kind of fun stuff. But right now I am pretty much packed. I got a couple other things I need to take care of and get into bags and stuff. But it's the little stuff. So all of the heavy things are completely ready to go in the car. The Elantra end is like packed. It's nothing crazy. It's not like packed to the ceiling, but I'm definitely, since it's a new car, I'm trying not to baby it, but I'm just like, oh man, I don't want it to be too heavy, for all of this driving and stuff. So I don't think it's too heavy, but I do have my keyboard, a bass, 2 guitars, and I'm taking this monitor with me. So tomorrow morning before I leave, I will show you how I pack the car. And then we're going to get on to Dallas, man. That's going to be the first stop. And once I get to LA, I'm going to be making a whole lot more videos. I'm going to continue the car content, of course, because it's my favorite car in the world. You already know how much I enjoy the Elantra N. So we're going to be going on many more adventures together. But this is going to be crazy. I am taking my car across the country. And I've done this trip before, a few times. But this is the first time with the new car. So my energy has been all over the place. And this is a really pivotal moment in my life. I've been watching a lot of other YouTubers who do like motivational speaking and things like that. And I've just been getting so excited about this next chapter. Personally, I've been through a whole lot. A lot of good, a whole lot of bad, and I'm a person who does not take things for granted. There was for sure a time when I did, but when you go through hard times, you really learn to trust in yourself, to believe in yourself. Everything is within you. And there were so many things that happened in my last chapter in LA, that I'll have to save that story for another time because some of that stuff is car related. So it'll probably be a good story for y'all. I'll have to make a separate video about that coming soon. But right now, I'm in such a good place mentally, and I have so much music that's unreleased, and there's so many people willing to help me in all sorts of ways. So I'm super grateful. Shout out to everybody in LA if you're watching this. I know a lot of my homies support the channel and, watch everything that I do. So I love y'all. Thank you so much. And Nashville, I'm going to miss you, but I'm going to be back for the holidays, Detroit, I'm going to try to come through soon. My whole family's out there. What's going on? D-Town. But right now, I'm going to try to relax for a little bit. And in the morning, we hitting this trip. So let's get it, baby. I'm hyped. All right, it's the next morning. I think I did it. I think I packed the car exactly how I wanted to. So it's definitely heavy. My monitor, my screen didn't fit in the box that it came in because I would have had to take it apart. So I tossed it in the front seat. But yo, we made it work. So let's check it out. Let's see what's going on. I know you could probably barely see, but I have my keyboard going through from the trunk to the back seat with the chassis bar. It's going through the chassis bar. I got a couple guitars under here. I got my clothes. Guitar pedals, pretty simple right here. All right, now it's getting a little more complicated. I got a couple bags. I think I got the switch in here with some electronics. It's just a jacket. This is some extra music stuff. I got my bass in the bottom. This is regular clothes and some soap. On the other side, I got some DVDs and some lights. And then there's something else in that bag. I don't even remember what's there. All right, now for the front seat, I got my laptop bag. Boom, all snug right there with a bunch of room. And this is my monitor. It did not fit in the box, so I got a little protector on it, but let me go to the other side so you can see how it's sitting on the seat. So yeah, this is the only thing that's a little crazy. You can't really see the whole screen because it's covered by this giant blanket. But I wanted to protect it enough. It's a 32-inch, which is like not the biggest, but pretty damn big. So I want to make sure I cover it and give it enough support. I don't want it to be sitting weird, but I think it's okay. All right, I'm out here sweating because I was just walking up and down the stairs, packing the whole car, but I think that's it. I'm about to pack a couple other things to get on the road. Let's go. What's going on? So, I've been on the road for almost an hour. It's been raining the whole time, but I'm headed west, so I'm about to get out this rain in just a little bit. I think by the time I hit Memphis, the rain will be done. But yeah, as you know, I'm very anxious to get to LA. Dallas is gonna be fun. I might stay an extra day, I might not. It's kind of up in the air. I don't want to rush the trip, but you know, I definitely don't want to take too much time in each city or stop in too many cities since I have so much stuff in my car. So the drive is going smooth so far. I was saying earlier that I was kind of babying my car. I thought that I had too much stuff in here, that it was like a little too heavy. I mean, I didn't really think it was too heavy, but I knew it was heavy. So I was being a little overly cautious. And right now, you know, I'm on the 2-lane highway on 40 going west, and people are being way too cautious in the rain. People are driving like they can't even make a lane change. They're driving dangerously slow, but the drive has been easy so far. And another thing I'm really enjoying about the new car is the Apple CarPlay. I got my phone plugged in right now. I don't have the wireless CarPlay device, but it's really nice. I got Audible on here, so like the app just pops up, and I had like 5 books that I haven't, you know, listened to yet. I was about to say read. Audiobooks, I just listened to them. But yeah, I have like 5 books I haven't listened to yet, so one of them's 10 hours. That's gonna be longer than my trip to Dallas. So it's gonna be really fun to kind of listen to the audiobook and kind of kick back and relax. But I'm gonna focus on the road, so I'll update y'all a little bit later on the trip and see what's going on next. Hey, is this 3 Cybertrucks right here? What's going on, bro? Oh, Tesla, regular one in the middle. They're all Teslas, but you know what I mean. Cybertruck, whatever that one's called, and then another Cybertruck. That's crazy, bro. Yo.
Yeah. They say they don't believe. Yeah, I'm a believer, making tracks in my room. I am my mother's keeper. If the tracks don't take off, I guess that be my doom. But for now, I be making sure my records got some boom. Yeah, I get it, shit my all. I ain't asked for nothing, trying to live and support myself. I ain't out here stunting well, maybe just from time to time. My life is in these rhymes, focused on it, hold it down. You bout it, say it loud.
From the point of view of the victim, we can say that something sad happened to us. And from the point of view of the warrior, we can say that what happened to us is normal.
I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you. Listen, yeah, you know just who to call. When the times is rough, when it's crazy, who gon' hold you down when times is tough? With everything you got and everything you spent, it's in the past, and you gotta stick to the present tense. You gotta let it go, a river let it flow, a waterfall in your dreams heavy, but let it grow. It's like a winter snow, it's 25 below. Can't feel my fingers, but I can still feel my shattered soul. Can't feel my fingers, but I can still feel the shattered soul.
All right, so I'm about an hour and a half from Dallas. I just stopped at a gas station. I go to Shell because I do the fuel rewards. So I save a little bit on gas. So I'm stopping at like every Shell that I can along the way. Not everyone, but you know, stop at whenever I need to fill up. And after I went in and like went to the bathroom, got me a drink or whatever, I look at my car and I'm looking at my front grill, and there was like this cricket that just got smashed by the front of my car. I'll show you right now. It looks crazy. RIP to the little cricket, man. Damn. Splattered. It's wild that he was in like one piece. When I was at the gas station, these girls came up and were like, "Ooh, I like your car." I was like, "Hey, appreciate you." They was hella cute too. I should have got their number. No, I'm not gonna lie to you. Texas got some baddies. Compared to Tennessee, Texas might be where it's at. I'm like, damn, I wasn't familiar with your game, Texas. I see what y'all be on, man. There was like 4 of them. They was all cute, bro. Fine as hell. But anyways, the trip has been cool. I haven't really stopped anywhere else. I kind of been, you know, ready to get to Dallas. So this lane assist and cruise control is crazy. This takes away like more than half of the effort that it takes driving on these long trips. Like this was what, 9 hours? I have 1 hour 20 left. And it's like, I could probably do like 3 more before I lose my mind. And that would be what? That would be like a 12-hour trip. And like I said, I've done 12 to 14 hours before in a car with no cruise control. But I gotta say the lane assist is really the game changer. And when I say like you don't even really have to steer, like you gotta keep your hand on the wheel. It'll tell you like, yo, put your hands back on the wheel if your hands aren't on the wheel. But really like you barely have to touch the wheel. It does all the work for you. It stays in the lane. So I honestly underestimated like how cool it would be. And this car just cuts through the wind, man. And you already saw in the beginning of this video how much stuff is in my car, how much I packed the car. I packed the car pretty full. And this thing still just gets up and goes. In my old Elantra, it was a noticeable difference when I packed the car, you know, when I moved out to LA for the first time, I packed the car like to the ceiling with a bunch of stuff and it felt heavier, you know? But with this new one, with the Elantra N, it just has so much power that, you know, in mode, sport mode, normal, and eco, like it's not a big noticeable difference. It still just goes. So that's something that I really like about the car. And it's crazy how I get to compare, like I did this cross-country road trip twice in the old Elantra, and now this is the first time that I'm making this trip in a new car. So yeah, all the way to Dallas from Nashville has been pretty easy. I feel like I'm living in the future with all this technology. Like, it's working out so well. It's just so easy to drive. I didn't really do too much on the ride. I called a bunch of people. You know, I like to talk to people in the car, gets my mind off of things, makes the time go by fast. But I did listen to an audiobook. I listened to The 4 Agreements. And I forgot who recommended me that book, but I remember them saying like, oh, this book like changed my life. And I love books like this, very positive, kind of perspective changing book. I think it was about 2.5 hours, so it's not really a long book. But it was so awesome to listen to, and it put me in the right mind state of, you know, I got a lot going on right now. I got some shows I'm about to play in LA, and I get to focus more on the music. And a little more background, I think I might have mentioned before, but I teach music. I work in a studio at a nonprofit, and I've worked at for-profits and all kinds of other companies too, teaching, but I've been teaching for over a decade. And when I was in LA the first time, I had some amazing shows. There's so many things that happen. I played some big festivals. I played, you know, Hotel Cafe. I played Hollywood, Anaheim, Canoga Park. So I had a lot of awesome opportunities to play some big shows. And right before COVID hit, I was headlining at Hollywood at a place called Bronson Bar. And things were going really well there, but COVID was crazy, man. That bar never opened up after COVID hit. And then that's when I started streaming. I started to do online streaming. There was a couple apps that did it. Sessions Live, Trubify, and you know, YouTube Live, Twitch, other things like that. And I had some success streaming. It was really nice. I got some jobs during COVID, like corporate gigs and everything, where it was like, oh, they wanted me to call in on a Zoom session and play some music. And it was nice because I know my equipment well enough to where, you know, I'm performing into my interface, so the sound quality over a Zoom meeting was really good. So long story short, everything is back to normal pretty much. People forgot COVID happened and people are going to concerts and shows again. So I have another opportunity to play some big shows. shows. You know, I got really lucky with the shows that I was playing. And a lot of times I didn't even seek out shows. Like, people were just throwing me alley-oops. And what I mean by that is, like, you know, I'll play a couple shows and meet some people, and then, you know, they'll make connections and be like, hey, you should play this show, or you should contact such and such, and then a show will come up, you know? Like, those connections that I was making, it was just so many opportunities just from talking to people. And it was awesome. I got really lucky, you know, the shows that I played. The biggest show that I played was Life is Beautiful. I did that in Las Vegas. That was huge for me. I remember the best compliment that I ever have gotten. All right, damn, I got cut off because my GoPro went out of battery. But what I was saying was, the best compliment I ever got was when I had some fans waiting for me, and they came to see Green Day and Billie Eilish, and they were like, yo, I came to see all of these big acts, but they were like, I heard your music and I stayed because I was at the entrance of Life is Beautiful. So all these people enjoyed my show. I had my looper pedal, I had my guitar, and I played all my original songs, no covers, nothing. And for those that don't know, I do covers for fun on my YouTube. So my YouTube channel is where I kind of recreate a lot of songs in my own style. But I have a ton of original music that I play, perform live, and it's on Spotify and iTunes. So check that out. I'm gonna put a link up in the description. I hope y'all like it. But all right, we're good now. I pulled over, got my battery right, and we at Buckee's. So we about to see what's good. Hey, let's go. Yo, I'm gonna have to try these. Hot and spices? All right, so I just got out of Buckee's. Got some hot chips. We're gonna try these. It's like their version of hot Cheetos, I guess. Let's see what's up. Ma'am, if you don't watch your ass, I know she didn't do that. Those are good. Damn. These might be spicier than hot Cheetos. They're good though. Oh yeah, they hitting. All right, I'm gonna wait to eat my chopped brisket at my cousin's place. I know it's finna be fire. Wow, that's beautiful. Look at that.
Stepping on the stage, I'm the one to do it. I'm turning heads every time I'm playing music. A role model trying to show a better way. Even when I took some L's, know there's a brighter day. I don't do nothing for free, you know they gotta pay. I can't explain myself no more, it's more than I can say. Running this marathon, stay the course and never stray. Shit, I made so many beats, I feel like Dr. Dre. I'm locking in the scene, it's lights, cameras, action.
Yo, look at this. Barely made it, man. I can't believe it didn't scratch. I got so lucky. Barely a finger. possibility. And it's empty.
How is nobody here, bro? I guess it's kind of early though.
Yeah, that's it.
That's nice, bro. Damn. It's a nice spot you got here, brother.
Yes, sir. What is going on, y'all? I'm on the road once again, and the more that I think about it, I'm gonna make this into one video. I was gonna do like one video per city, but I ain't staying in each city for too long, so we're gonna make this one big old compilation cross-country road trip video. So I just left Dallas. It was really cool seeing my cousin, spending some time with him. He's got a really cool spot, and he kind of made a little DIY studio for the first time in his new place. So we were jamming out, listening to some beats, chilling. I haven't seen him in a while, so that was really nice. But I've been on the road for maybe about 30 minutes, something like that. I'm going from Dallas to Albuquerque. I've never been to Albuquerque. I've passed through it a couple times because I've done this cross-country trip going through Albuquerque before, but I haven't really seen much of the city. So the hotel where I'm staying at, it seems to be like it's downtown Albuquerque. It's gonna be cool to kind of walk around the city and, you know, get a glimpse of New Mexico and see what the vibe is like. And I'm real excited about the hotel I booked. It seems like a very nice hotel. It's got free breakfast. And let's see, for this trip, I only have just over 8 hours. I thought this was gonna be a 10-hour drive, but it was really like 8 hours, 45 minutes total is what it's looking like it's gonna be. And after this drive, everything is pretty easy. I'm pretty sure it's only 6 hours from Albuquerque to Phoenix, and then from Phoenix to LA is like 5-6 hours, so that's nothing. I've been doing basically 10-hour drives. And last night I saw there was a comment on my video and it was in Korean, and so I went to translate it, and so I saw the English translation and it translated to, is this the guy that was just talking in his car that whole time in that other video? I don't know what you meant by that, but there's this like weird expectation that it's like, since you're on YouTube, you have to like do all you can to entertain people. But I don't know if you know, talking is how we communicate. That's what human beings do. There's hundreds of thousands of millions of channels that just talk, man, and I watch a ton of them. There's some motivational channels that I watch. There's some people that just go to the woods, set up a camera, and talk for 20 minutes. So that's the content that I like. And I understand, man, I'm not posting these videos thinking, oh man, I'm looking for all of these views. People are just gonna listen to what I say. Some people do that, but this is to document my life, man. We're not gonna be alive forever. I don't know if you know that. We're all human beings. So what motivated me to start this channel, other than, you know, I'm really excited about having this new car, was just documenting my life. I keep a ton of journals as an artist. I have like a song journal, I have like a sketchbook, and then I have a journal where I'm just writing, you know, what happened in that day, like another one for my thoughts. So I keep a lot of journals, and for maybe like 6 months, I haven't been wanting to write down my days anymore. Sometimes you just kind of get tired of, you don't want to relive your day, you know? You don't want to like journal, you know, reflect at the end of the day and write down everything that happened. I got kind of tired of it. Now, it was really healthy for me to journal, but I've kind of transitioned into documenting my life this way. So now I can talk, do a whole video, and I can see what I was actually living. Now, it's always gonna be a different experience, you know, reading my actual journal and going back and seeing like what I wrote down on a specific date. But documenting things this way is amazing. I can show this to my family, you know, 5, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, hopefully I'm still here. I can rewatch these videos and remember exactly what I did. And this is just for documentation. But it's not only for documentation, it's for discussion, because a lot of people have watched, you know, my 1,000-mile review on the car or me picking up the car. And as a car guy, I love it. Car people on YouTube are really cool. Now, just like any other community on YouTube, of course, there's some whack people who always want to do some hate comments. You can't really get away from that no matter what you're doing. If you're online, that's what's happening. But at the very least, I hope to have inspired you to create your own channel. You should document your life this way too and post it on YouTube. And just for some perspective, I've had a YouTube since 2012 maybe, and I've been putting my music out since before then. All the old heads on here, if you remember Dat Piff, that's where I used to release my mixtapes. And I used to post on Reddit a long time ago, and I posted, you know, YouTube, everything. I had my music out for a long time. I've seen every comment under the sun, and thankfully, I've got to say, for, you know, posting my music online, I've gotten some really amazing comments over the last like 15 years. Like, I don't receive like too much hate, but
I have received several hate comments, but you've got to understand that none of that's personal. These people don't know you. They just wanted to comment on a video. And if you don't take that personally, then you could go on about your day without it affecting you. It's okay, you know? It's totally fine to say stuff online. We've got to be used to that by now. I grew up with MySpace, man. Like, we've seen social medias come and go. We know how people operate. People were getting cyberbullied back in 2006, you know? So I just wanted to take time to give you that perspective, because not everybody's on YouTube. And then when you're just scrolling and you're seeing people's videos, and then the comments are just like, F you, bro, like, and the comments are just saying like, yo, I hate you, your channel sucks. Like, this is terrible content, dog, trash. Like, it's okay, bro. Those people don't know you. And it's funny because in my experience, a lot of artists can say this as well, I'm sure. But sometimes you'll get like 1,000 people to tell you that like, oh, this is the coolest song, or this is the coolest video they've ever seen or heard. And then you'll get one person to be like, this wasn't really that good. And you'll be like, oh my God, like, it'll get to you, man. Like, you'll be like, damn, why didn't they like this, you know? It's a lot easier to single that out and think about like, damn, why didn't they like this? But it's irrelevant. And there couldn't be a more clear sign to tell you to keep going than a bunch of comments being like, I love this song, man, or I like this video, man, keep doing what you're doing, this is awesome, or I enjoy this perspective. That's a sign right there. You don't have to worry about the people who are just like commenting random stuff on here just to say stuff. But the whole point that I'm trying to make here is I'm a person who loves to constantly better themselves, right? I love progress. I'm a slow learner, I'm a slow mover, but I am always progressing. And if I can look back and say, damn, I've made a lot of progress, you know, within the last month, within the year, then I am satisfied. And as a creator, I've been making short films and music and just drawing and doing art my entire life. And every single new project that I do, I get better. It makes me better. So that translates even to my channel. This isn't just a car channel. I've said that multiple times before. Now we're on a road trip thing and I'm, you know, giving you information on the car. But this is my life. Like, I'm just documenting my life and I'm putting it out there because I'm just comfortable with that. I'm not looking to get millions of views of me just, you know, talking about some stuff. If that happens, that's very cool. And I will still constantly try to get better. Now, I do hope my channel gets more popular because I love talking to people. I love interacting with people. And the people that listen to my music can now watch the behind the scenes channel. That's why it's called Forrest BTS. So if you watch this channel, if you watch the BTS channel, please go check out my music channel. It's just Forrest. I got all of my songs on there. I do a lot of covers for fun. I recreate songs and I do it in my own style, in my own way. And I have a lot of original songs out there that don't get as much love as the covers, because if you know YouTube, people are searching, what's the last song I covered? Pink and White by Frank Ocean. People are searching that song all the time, right? So since I covered it, it's gonna come up in the search a lot more often than one of my original songs. Like, I just did a song called 2 Stars. It's a very short song, kind of like an interlude.
2 stars in the sky, everlasting light.
But I posted that one up to my YouTube, and you know, I want to say it got a few hundred views, maybe, if not even that. Whereas if you look at my most popular song on YouTube, it's a cover of Sugar Sugar, and I think it's at like 300K, which is awesome. I did that one a long time ago. But I've made a lot of music since then. I write songs all the time, and I come out with songs consistently. My last single was January this year, so it's been a little bit, but I've been compiling an album. I've been working on an album for a while. I probably got like 3 albums worth of songs right now. So this was a time in my life where I was just creating and I wasn't putting a lot out. But I'm gonna be putting an album out on Bandcamp. There's gonna be a lot of songs that I'm gonna post that are exclusive to Bandcamp, and not all of them are gonna make it to streaming. I will put a couple on streaming, maybe if it's a single or like an EP. But I did want to shout out Bandcamp and just say that's a great way to support artists. You can actually pay for their music. We live in a time where artists are just putting videos out and music essentially for free, and they're paying to put it on, you know, Spotify and Apple Music. So very crazy. But I put stuff out on Bandcamp, and I have some followers on there that support me and that will pay for my music. But I'm old school, man. Vinyls were the best time for music. You would have to go to the record store and buy an actual vinyl that has a nice piece of art on it. Then you turn on the record player, put the record on, and then you'd probably be looking at the art while the entire album's playing, and you listen to it fully through. Now that's very similar to how I grew up with CDs. And you know, I had my CD case full of all my favorite ones, and I had my CD player, whether I was like riding on the bus, you know, with all of my CDs in my case. And when I got older, I was in my car listening to my CDs, and you know, I burned CDs. I had the greatest mixers ever. And then iTunes just got so bad, like maybe after like 2006, they stopped letting you have control over the MP3s. So when you would try to like, you know, drag a song over or burn it or use it in some other way, like they like blocked it. You couldn't use the file. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, even CDs had art and the actual lyrics in the little book in the front of the CD. Like it meant a lot more to go to the store to grab Usher's Confessions. You know what I mean? It meant a whole lot more to purposefully go out of your way to buy somebody's new album like when it dropped. And then if you remember going to Borders or Barnes & Noble, you would go and they would have the CDs out and you could put the headphones on and like demo it and listen to the CD before you got it. Man, I love that. And I think they still have that. I haven't been to Barnes & Noble or Borders in a while, but that was such a beautiful time. But now the Elantra N, if I had one complaint about this car, it doesn't have a CD player, man. I really wish it did. If it was an option to get a CD player, I'd pay $1,000 extra just to get that. It's worth it. Well, I wouldn't pay that much really, but you get how much I like CDs. So I'm getting on a whole tangent now, but you get the idea. Music, obviously very important to me as a creator and a listener and a fan. And what I was really trying to say is, even though I've been creating for all these years and writing all these songs, coming out with content, it's very nice to be able to document my journey. I've had several years when I was writing music and making beats and stuff, and I didn't document myself making the beat or writing the song. I just recorded the song, you know, over the course of however long it took, and then I would come out with the song. So documenting things, for me to be able, like, I would love to be able to look back and, you know, watch a 30-minute video that I edited years ago of like my first song or something. That would be so cool. But I didn't take a video then. So you understand how important documentation is, not just for yourself personally, but I would love to show that to my family, you know, if I have kids one day, and just people who are fans of my music. You know, 100 years from now, after I'm gone, they're gonna be able to see how I was living, what I was doing, you know, how I made tracks and music. So that's another thing that I think belongs on this channel, is behind the scenes when I'm making beats. And once I get settled in LA and get my stuff all in the studio, then you're gonna see how I make beats and how I make my songs and all that. So I really encourage y'all to just follow your dreams, man. I came to California after I graduated college. Like, I worked that summer after I graduated back in Nashville, and then I went straight out to San Diego, where I stayed for like maybe 6 months before I moved to LA fully. And I was ready to go. I always knew I would be out there. And then I ended up there for almost a decade, and I made some of my best friends that I have there. You know, I played my biggest shows there. You know, I started my career there. I started playing real shows in LA. Like, I came up there. It's a very important place to me. It's where I created a home. And there were so many times where I thought I failed and, you know, I wasn't gonna be able to stay there, or I wasn't playing enough shows or this or that. Like, you know, my mind was spinning, but it all ended up working out. And when I made that decision to come home, I was moving around a lot at the time, but I had a really great gig. But I decided to leave that and come home and spend time with family for a little bit. And it was the greatest decision ever. And now, once again, I'm taking a leap of faith and just going right back out to LA. This is crazy. Most people would not do this. And I wouldn't even recommend this to anybody. But when you know what you're supposed to do, you just know. You just know. LA is a place where I can grow and flourish, and I've already seen so much success playing my music there. So now this isn't even that heavy of a decision. I already know what's waiting for me in LA. I already know what I need to do. And I'm lucky enough to have people that support me, that give me opportunities, you know, that connect me to other people. So I'm very excited about everything coming up, man. The future is bright. But also, I try to always be aware that we don't know when we're gonna die. You know, not to be like dark or anything, but Memento Mori, just remember that we die. Like in the 4 Agreements, the audiobook I was just listening to on the way to Dallas, they talk about death as a person, like the angel of death. And they're like, the angel of death is like, I can take your career, your money, I can take everything away from you at any time. You know, human beings are strong, but like, we are fragile at the same time. So we don't know when we're gonna go. Anything could happen. And that's not supposed to be like a depressing thought. That's supposed to be like, oh man, like, start living right now. Stop thinking of the past, stop thinking of the future, live in this present moment and just be thankful, be grateful that you're alive. And just like the famous country song said, man, live like you were dying. The funny thing is, I used to actually live in the same neighborhood as the guy who wrote that song. And I'm originally from Detroit, but I moved to Nashville with my family when I was about 9. And I remember we had like a neighborhood get together or something, and he was like, oh, I wrote this song, Live Like You Were Dying. I was like, wait a second, like I heard that on the radio. And he was like, I wrote the song. And that was the first time in my life that I understood that you can write a song for somebody else to sing. I didn't understand until that moment, like, oh, there's songwriters. So Nashville, obviously, like, the capital of songwriters, it taught me that very early in life, and that was good for me to see as a young kid, like, wow, there's a lot of things that you can do in the music industry. And for a little bit more background, I don't know if I mentioned, but I've been playing music since I was 3. I'm a classically trained pianist. I remember growing up in Detroit, my mom wanted to sign me up for piano lessons at my neighbor's place, Maria. Shout out Maria. She was the greatest piano teacher of all time. And my mom brought me over to Maria's house, and she looked at my hands and she was like, yeah, he's got long enough fingers to play the piano. We'll start right now, you know? So been playing music since I was 3 years old, and I picked up guitar a little bit later once I got to Nashville, of course. I think I was about 12 when I picked up the guitar. You know, I'm not gonna be as good as my teachers because they were the greatest. Maria was amazing, and my guitar teacher, Kenny. Shout out Kenny, man, you a beast. But yeah, that's one of the reasons that I teach, man. I'm just a big advocate for music. I have memories from when I was very young, probably 3 and 4, that are ingrained in me. And I think they're a lot stronger because I played music. Like, there was a keyboard we had in the basement, and I can remember details about the house, you know, we were in, and things that were going on at that time. Like, music obviously helps you remember things very clearly. And there's just so many associations with music. Music helps with learning new languages. Music helps detecting patterns and with math. Like, music is great. And people don't realize when they're turning on their favorite, like, pop song, that they're doing a lot more than just listening to a song. I can't even compare it to anything else. It's almost like a deep form of meditation. Like, you're listening to the words of this song, and even if you don't really understand what they're saying, like, those words and that moment and that beat and that feeling of that song is like hypnotizing you, you know? So as an artist and a music lover, I obviously curate, you know, what I listen to, and I want music to make me feel good. You know, sometimes some music's good at some parties, you know, other times it's good for working out and all this other kind of stuff, but the main music that I listen to, it makes me feel good. And I truly like all genres. When people joke about, like, oh, you say you like all genres, but you don't like country, you don't like this, I love all genres. Now, I won't play all genres, but if you're like, hey, I got this heavy metal band, you gotta listen to them, I'm probably gonna like it because I usually do. But if I'm in the car by myself, I might not play too many metal bands. I might not play too much country. I got some favorite country songs. But if I'm hanging out with you, you can play whatever genre you want, and I'm all ears. I have an open mind, and I love to hear new things. So I just have a deep love for music. And I know I'm not the only person who started playing music as a young kid. There's so many people who did that. There's people who got, you know, perfect pitch out here, who are like amazing composers and stuff, and we all have something to offer to the world. You know, there's no competition out here. I'm not in competition with none of y'all. I don't care if you say I sound like Frank Ocean or The Weeknd or any of this other stuff. That's a compliment, and I love that, but like, I'm not out here making music like them, especially commercial music, because you know how that goes. I don't like things that are too mainstream because it just sounds so like AI generated, right? Like, there's not too much soul to it. But at the same time, I still listen to a ton of pop music. So yeah, music is a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. So all right, now I've got 7.5 hours left until I get to Albuquerque. I'll try to get some more footage of some cool stuff if I see it. But yeah, now it's time to drink this coffee and listen to another audiobook. So I will catch y'all in Albuquerque.
I told you stay up on your path, you ain't gotta steer. I had to get it how I live it, open up your ears. I can see your joy, your happiness, and your pain. All these premonitions and visions, yeah, it's gon' rain. Can't avoid your problems with all that money and fame. No. Ever since that day, you know it's never been the same. Yeah, all this pointing fingers, you ain't got no one to blame. Blame it on yourself, like it in, you gotta aim. Watching through the sights, being patient, spitting game. Fast forward to the end, and everybody know my name. Yeah. It's Forrest, baby, and no, you can't forget the Dell. The only one, the only son, as far as I can tell. And if you ask me, no, I'd probably say I'm doing well. In first place, but right behind me is that blue shell. Crashing out, see a couple people surpass me, but the race is far from over, and they can never outlast me. Timeless, back up on my feet and acting classy. I'm doing shit that matters, why they gossip trying to trash me. You can say that they ain't focused, we ain't worried about no bums. You a hater and you know it, you ain't winning games. How you got the rock and still blow it? Y'all had to lead but didn't count on me, I'm a poet, yeah. They say it's poetic justice. Change to the game, yeah, I had to adjust it. Cutting off some ties cause you couldn't be trusted. Yo, these lyrics really weapons, I stay ready to bust. I can see like your joy, your happiness, and your pain. All these premonitions and visions, yeah, it's gon' rain. Can't avoid your problems with all that money and fame. Ever since that day, you know it's never been the same. Yeah, all this pointing fingers, you ain't got no one to blame. Blame it on yourself, like it in, you gotta aim. Watching through the sights, being patient, spitting game. Fast forward to the end, and everybody know my name. Yeah.
All right, so I left Albuquerque and I am on my way to Phoenix. I was gonna go from Albuquerque straight to LA, but it was like 12 hours and that didn't sound fun to me. So I've been using Booking.com to book my hotels on the way. And I only needed 2 hotels, right? I got a hotel in Albuquerque last night, which was okay. The hotel was actually very nice, but the air conditioning, it wasn't getting cool enough. So it was kind of hot and I didn't get to sleep until like 1, 2 in the morning. Like I couldn't sleep too well, but it's okay. Checkout was at 11. I checked out literally at 11:01 because I probably woke up at 10, took a shower, and then I packed my car. So by the time I hit 11, I was like, yo, I need to check out before it charged me for another night now, but it was all good. And the reason I wanted to go from Albuquerque to LA straight is just to save some money on the hotel. But using Booking.com was like pretty cool. And this is not a plug, this is not sponsored or any of that. It's just the one thing where I knew I could book hotels like easily and kind of like look at the reviews. And one thing that was very important to me getting these hotels was safe parking. You know, I got my whole life in this car and I took out my monitor and like a couple other things, but I left my instruments in the car. And you know, I probably should take everything out, but it's kind of tough. You know, I packed the car pretty damn well. It would be pretty hard to take everything out and then put it back in. But I took out as much as I could. But it worked out at the last hotel because I parked my car in the back of the hotel, and in my room, from the window, I could see my car like straight in front of me. So that was pretty cool. And now I'm really excited because this next hotel that I booked in Phoenix that I'm gonna stay at tonight, I think it's Embassy Suites in Scottsdale. But on the Booking.com site, I booked the hotel and then something popped up and was like, oh, you can upgrade your room for something nicer for like $5 and some change. And I was like, it's kind of hard to say no for an extra $5, you know? Like, all right, cool, let me upgrade the room. And it said that this new room is like overlooking the golf course or something, so I'm excited to see it. I think it's gonna be very nice. I'm only staying there for one night, and this was rated like 9 point something out of 10, which is crazy for a hotel. Everybody was saying like, you know, parking's great, feels safe, it's a nice hotel, looks pretty luxury. So I'm feeling good about bringing my entire life in this car and staying one more night in Phoenix. So this is gonna be very easy to break up this drive like this. Instead of doing 12 straight, I'll be able to do, you know, it's 6.5 from Albuquerque to Phoenix, and from Phoenix to LA, it's gotta be like 5 hours. I've done that drive multiple times and it's not bad at all. So one more day in the car after this. So after I get to this hotel, one of the first things that I'm gonna do is get a car wash. I'm gonna show you a picture of what my front grille looked like. I must have killed a few generations of insects along the way. It was absolutely crazy. It was hard for me to leave my car dirty last night because it's been like a couple days. I was like, but if I would have washed it, you know, in Dallas or in Albuquerque, it would have just gotten dirty again. So it's good I get to wait till Phoenix. I'm gonna wash it. And then that drive from Phoenix to LA, I'm sure it won't be that bad. And then I can kind of chill out and don't have to rush to get the car washed once I get to LA tomorrow afternoon. And yesterday something popped up in my car and said I needed service in like 800 miles or something. And you know I'm doing huge road trips, so I'm gonna go through those 800 miles quick, but I'm gonna have to look up and see how I can reset that. I'm thinking of going to Valvoline for my first oil change because I just trust them. I've been going there for a long time. I'd rather pay for it just because I know they're gonna do a good job. And I've had some bad experiences at dealerships, nothing too major, but I'd rather just pay for the oil change at Valvoline and make sure it's done right. And I already have one that I used to go to in LA, so I'm gonna do that. If not tomorrow, then the next day, just get that oil change straight up. I am at 4,635 miles right now, so I'm definitely gonna get past 5,000 once I get to LA, and this will be the first oil change. If you've watched my other video where people were getting their oil changed at 1,000 miles and all that, you know, to each their own, man. Some people were changing their oil at 500 miles, like, probably not necessary, but hey, more power to you. Hey, welcome to Arizona. And now it's raining. It's raining in Arizona. I just got to Arizona, saw the welcome sign. Rain for, oh, it's already done. Rain for 30 seconds, not even. It's so beautiful out here. It's like this open desert with, you know, these rock formations and all types of stuff. I saw some wild horses maybe like 30 minutes ago. That was really cool to see, man. Horses living their best life. So yeah, I'm really excited to get to Phoenix. Hopefully my friend is there. A couple of friends of mine said they were gonna be out of town, but one of them might be there. So hopefully when I get there, I can link with them and hang out for a little bit, but I'm only gonna be there for the night in this hotel. So next day I'll be headed to LA. And man, this cruise control lane assist combo is a winner. I think this is like peak driving, like right now. I don't need adaptive cruise control. And I might be wrong because I'm not 100% sure what adaptive cruise control is, but I think that's when the cruise control can detect cars and maybe slow down and speed back up. But I've got to say, the lane assist that the Elantra N has, it's enough. You have to be monitoring your car. Even if you have full self-driving on like a Tesla, like you still can't go to sleep. You know what I mean? So for this lane assist to just completely keep me in the lane, I could drive with like 2 fingers and just monitor that steering wheel. And I'm on cruise control, you know, I'm just sitting in the chair, my feet aren't on the pedals. This is for sure peak. The only thing better than this would be like a sentient car that could just drive like a normal person and I could actually fall asleep in the driver's seat. Because even if you have full self-driving, you can't fall asleep, right? So that's my point. You have to monitor the steering wheel. So this is peak. I don't need adaptive cruise control. This is enough. I can go faster or slower just by the press of a button. I don't need it to do that by itself. Man, I'm really having fun on this drive. I just drove across almost the entire country. It's gonna feel like once I hit LA. Man, this is gonna take me forever to edit, bro. This is gonna be the largest file ever. I'm gonna guess how many gigabytes every video that I've taken along this journey is. It's gotta be 30 to 40 gigabytes. It might be more. But all right, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my ride, listen to this next audiobook. I got The Tipping Point by Malcolm Gladwell playing. It's a really good book, it's very interesting. All right, I'll see y'all in Phoenix.
My part, you see that I am no enemy. Yeah.
Well, all right. As soon as I got to the hotel here in Phoenix, I got my 2 free drinks at the bar and I immediately passed out. So this was a fun hotel. Very nice. Didn't really get to do as much as I wanted to in Phoenix, but that's okay. You know, it's one night. And a couple of my friends were out of town, so it's all good. I'm headed to LA now. The trip went by fast. This is the last leg of the trip. I'm going to get a car wash right now first before I leave. And hopefully I'll be good once I get to LA. You know, the car won't be too dirty or whatever. I'm sure I'm gonna have to wash it again anyway, so. But I'm going to a hand wash right now that my friend Jeeves recommended to me. So it'll be nice to see my car clean for the first time in a few days. But all right, now I'm going to get the complimentary hotel breakfast. Then I'm gonna get that big old dolly, bring all my stuff back to the car, and then I'm ready to go once again. So last leg of the journey, let's get it.
Man, it is hot out here. So I went to a car wash that the homie Jeeves recommended. And unfortunately, the lady told me that they were short-handed and it was gonna be an hour wait. And so I was like, damn, like I gotta get on the road. You know, I don't wanna wait an hour. Then I would get to LA a little bit too late. So, but then I pulled up at a Shell gas station and they got a car wash right next to me. And the guy came up and was just like, damn, I didn't know they made Hyundais like this. So anyway, it all worked out. I'm gonna get a car wash right here and hopefully they'll get me right before I get to LA. As soon as I get to LA, I'm sure I'm gonna need another wash, but it's all good. I know a homie that'll detail my car there too. So all right, stay tuned. We about to get on the road to LA. All right, here we go. Every Elantra Inn owner's worst nightmare. The automatic car wash. No! It's touching my car. Oh my gosh. The first time going through a touch car wash. Hey man, if my car can survive going across the country, hitting every insect and rock and bird, I think it can survive a automatic car wash. I'm gonna be real, this was way too fast. This car wash chewed me up and spit me out. Rear view cam is still on for some reason, because of the neutral. That was so fast. The car in front of me was dirty as hell too, boy. I was like, damn. I should be okay. Looks like it got all the bugs off of the windshield. All right, so I went through the automatic wash and it was like $26. Overpriced, but it did the job. And I say overpriced because, like, you know, there's a little bit, you know, maybe bug marks or something. But for a car wash, it just kind of rushed through it. It was just, you know, automatic car wash. And no lie, the car in front of me was putting tape on their like trunk and stuff because I'm guessing that they had like leaks. And their car was dirty as hell. Looked like they just drove through the actual desert, man. So I was like, damn, of course it's gonna get in front of me, you know, get all the dirt on the little brushes in the automatic wash. But I was okay, man. It's all good. You know, I'm trying not to baby the car, man. You know, it's a car. It'll be fine in the automatic wash. Just wasn't the best wash, you know. It's not the self-wash. It still worked. It did the job. So we're good. All right, let's see how the automatic wash actually did, though. Didn't get much. Well, it didn't really do much. The bug's still on the front bumper, so we're gonna have to get a detail once we get to LA. All right, I'm about to be on the way to LA for real now, so let's go. All right, so we got an hour and a half left till I'm in LA. I was just looking at the Reddit, the Elantra Inn subreddit, and people were like, yo, is there any inns in SoCal? And they were like, man, there's only like a couple. I think most of them were in San Diego. But last time I went to LA, I posted a short on my page. You can check it out. I saw a 23 Elantra Inn in the performance blue, and it said "In Love," "E in Love" on the license plate. I was like, that's sick. And if you've seen the short, then I made a mistake, and I was like, yo, it's a 24, but it was actually a 2023. So I didn't even notice. I was sitting up at this hotel on like, you know, 6th floor or something, whatever. So that was the only one that I've seen in LA. Crazy that like I was only there for a week at that time, and I looked right out my hotel window like the day I got there or whatever, and saw the Elantra Inn. Like, oh man, that's crazy. So now we added one more to LA. I was one in Nashville, now I'm in LA. So it's pretty crazy thinking that it's like, this is still such a rare car. I thought more people had them out here. But it seems like, you know, I guess it's not a ton. It makes sense that there's like a few guys in San Diego. San Diego has just got some nice cars all around. You've noticed that when you're just driving around. So I'm headed downtown. Next time I see you, I will be in the heart of LA. Man, I'm excited to get started and play this music. So I will be there soon.
It's a way with you, way with you. Yeah, swear I got a way with you, way with you. Yeah, ain't find nothing that's better than what's in front of me. It's cold out and we can use a change of scenery. Move slowly, move slowly.
Yo, so I made it to LA. Glad to be here. Got all my stuff unpacked. I'm settled. And it's another Elantra Inn in LA. What's going on? Look out for more videos and I'm gonna see you soon. Peace. Alright, first day back in LA, driving around. I'm having to park it on the street in K-Town, man. It's funny how this car goes from like new to me like babying it to like the most extreme. You know, if you know LA, then K-Town is like the hardest to find parking. So like parallel parking, every car is like 2 inches from
your front and your back bumpers. So, but it's not that bad. It's the morning. There's actually parking in K-Town, unlike usually where there's just no parking at all. My homie's about to come out of his place right now. He hasn't seen the new car. He's definitely excited to see it. Oh, here you go. Shit, where you at?
Where you at, bro? I'm in front of the building right now.
I think you behind the garbage truck. I'm on the other side of the street. Yeah, I'm on the other.
All right, come to the front.
I'm in the car. Come see the car.
Oh shit, that's right.
I was like, dude, you right here? Hey, to your right, to your right.
I see them, yeah.
Yeah.